Down, heel. Down, heel. Down, heel. Down, heel. Good dog. Down, heel. Good dog. Now stay. Down, heel. Down, heel. Down, heel. Stay. Down, heel. Good dog. Down, heel. Good dog. Stay. Down, heel. Good dog. Down, heel. Okay, this week, Amy will introduce the use of the healing stick. The healing stick, this is just a simple riding prop. The healing stick stays here, kind of an outrigger for the dog. Basically, you know that correction that I use where I use the hand to chop the back end? Well, with a healing stick, you can use the dog not only to chop the back end, but also to guide the front. As you saw, I think it was on the right turn on this side, he was out a little bit wide, so I moved this out to the front to bring him back in. So it's just an outrigger. It's nothing special. It's just an outrigger. It's just an outrigger to help control the left side of the dog. Now, I much prefer the use of fences and then using the 80-20 rule, moving myself away from the fences. But if you don't have a fence available, and in a lot of places you're not going to, right? The healing stick is a good thing to use. Now, I'm not really good with a healing stick. As you can see from me clumsily handling it. If you look at some of the videos with Pat Nolan, handling a healing stick is just, it's an absolute art form. Okay, so if you really want to know how to use a thing, look at some Pat Nolan videos with him working, I think it's a Malin walk with a healing stick. It's just not for me. But what I wanted to get on tape for you guys is the alternate sit stay. You simply bring the dog to an automatic sit. Make sure everything is clean and straight. Okay, relax the lead, and I just lay it down because I'm close enough to step on it. A little petting on the top of the dog's head. Move around the dog. Do an exercise finish. Heel. Day number 2, move around the dog. Once you feel that the dog is committed to the stay, move out about 5 feet. Then move back around, stroke the wither. Well, back of the neck anyway. Good. Heel. Okay. About the middle of the week. Good. Heel. Good boy. Stay. Move around the dog. Always coming back to the stroke on the top of the head. And only once around, by the way. Down, heel. And toward the end of the week, stay. You'll be there. Remember that in the BN test, heel. In the BN test, you have that exercise where you leave the dog on a sit stay in the middle of the ring, and then you got to walk the perimeter of the ring. You might as well get the dog used to it now. So go ahead and, if you can, out. Go ahead, if you can, and start working it right away with the dog just holding the stay, going around and around and around the first day. Day number 2 or 3, 5, 8 feet away. Day number 4 or 5, maybe 10 feet away. By the end of the week, you should be, if not the full distance of a ring, you should be a good 15 feet away from the dog. Just remember that on your return back around, stay. Just remember, it's only going to be once around, not 2 or 3 times. And on the back side, you come back into the heel position, get on the stroking. And then do your typical Dallas heel. Exercise finish. Good, okay. Dog. The recall is a straightforward 6-foot recall now. So I don't need to show you what that looks like. You leave the dog on a sit stay and you recall the dog again. But let me show you today what your end of week test is going to look like. The end of week test you're going to have to do, by the way, without use of the riding prop or the healing stick. Dallas, heel. Dallas, heel. Dallas, heel. So the heeling is a simple L pattern with one left turn, one right turn, two about turns, two automatic sits. Stay. Dallas, come. Good dog. Good dog. Recall to a straight sit in front. Now, the reason I'm showing you that now, if you're far enough along with your dog now that you can start to use that exercise for a little bit of your training time, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. If you can start some of that, go ahead and start doing it now daily, even if the sit stay is only from 3 feet away and the recall is only from 3 feet away. Remember that in the BN is not heading towards situational response. It's only, or it's capped, if you will, at command response. So you can move along a little bit quicker toward the end goal as long as the dog is doing it and you're not having to make a lot of corrections to get him to do it. Again, the 80-20 rule applies. If you're trying to do these patterns and you're making corrections more than 20% of the time, well, then you're pushing the dog too fast. It's just that simple. Okay? On the other hand, if you are doing your work and you're finding that more than 90% of the time you never have need for a correction, well, we like to think that means we're a great trainer, but the other thing that it means, and probably what it means, is that you're not pushing hard enough. So a little balance. But don't be afraid to push the BM material a little faster and a little harder, because you're not having to worry about putting it deep enough in the dog that you're going to have situational response at the end. It is never going to be any more than command response, and we can build the rest of it in the second half of your novice work. Okay? All right, good dog. Come on. Good boy. Good.